In 1971, a man hijacked a plane, took $200,000, jumped into the stormy night, and vanished. Who was D.B. Cooper? On November 24, 1971, the skies over the Pacific Northwest became the stage for one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries. A man, neatly dressed in a dark suit, white shirt, and black tie, boarded Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 in Portland, Oregon. He identified himself as Dan Cooper, later misreported by the media as D.B. Cooper, a name that would become legendary. The Boeing 727 was headed for Seattle, carrying 36 passengers and 6 crew members. To everyone else on board, Cooper seemed like any other business traveler. Calm, polite, even charming. But what followed would baffle the FBI for decades and turn into one of the most enduring mysteries in U.S. aviation history. As the flight took off, Cooper quietly ordered a bourbon and soda, lighting a cigarette as he looked out the window. He then handed a folded note to flight attendant Florence Schaffner. She assumed it was just another businessman flirting, but when Cooper leaned closer and whispered, "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb," her world shifted. Inside the note was a chilling message. Cooper was hijacking the plane. He showed her a briefcase filled with wires and red cylinders, convincing enough to make anyone believe it was real. Calm and composed, Cooper made his demands clear. $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck ready to refuel the plane in Seattle. While the passengers remained unaware, the airline and law enforcement scrambled to meet his demands. The FBI worked with local banks to gather $200,000 in used $20 bills, marked and photographed for tracking. In less than 2 hours, as the plane circled Seattle to buy time, everything Cooper asked for was ready. When Flight 305 finally landed, Cooper released all passengers in exchange for the ransom and the parachutes. Only the crew remained aboard. He instructed the pilots to take off again. This time, headed toward Mexico City, at a low altitude of 10,000 feet and a slow airspeed of 200 mph. These details weren't random. They were technical demands, ones only an experienced pilot or paratrooper might know. As the plane flew south over the dense forests of Washington, something unbelievable happened. In the middle of a cold, stormy night, D.B. Cooper strapped on a parachute, secured the money to his body, and vanished into the darkness through the plane's rear staircase. The only known hijacker ever to escape by parachute mid-flight. When the plane landed hours later, Cooper was gone. No one saw him jump. No one saw where he landed. The money, the man, and the mystery disappeared into the wilderness. The FBI launched what became the largest manhunt in its history. Thousands of troops, agents, and volunteers scoured the forests of southwest Washington, searching rivers, mountains, and fields. Nothing. No parachute, no body, no trace of D.B. Cooper. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. Over time, the story took on mythic proportions. Some believed Cooper died in the jump, his body lost to the rugged terrain. Others insisted he survived, living quietly under a new identity, perhaps even spending the ransom money piece by piece. In 1980, a young boy digging near the Columbia River made a shocking discovery: 3 bundles of decaying $20 bills totaling $5,800, money that matched the serial numbers from the ransom. The find reignited national fascination. How did the cash end up buried miles from the suspected jump site? Was it a clue left behind, or a red herring meant to throw investigators off track? Theories exploded. Some claimed Cooper was an ex-military paratrooper. Others believed he was an aviation insider. A few even argued it was an inside job covered up by authorities. Yet, despite countless suspects and over 1,000 interviews, no definitive evidence ever surfaced.
Over the years, several individuals have been proposed as the real D.B. Cooper. Richard McCoy, Dwayne Weber, Kenneth Christensen, each with compelling yet unproven links. Forensic breakthroughs in later decades, including DNA analysis on Cooper's tie, offered new hope, but no conclusive match ever emerged. The FBI officially closed the case in 2016, labeling it one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries. But for millions of people, the legend of D.B. Cooper is far from over. What makes this story so fascinating isn't just the crime, it's the mystery. Cooper wasn't violent, didn't harm anyone, and executed a plan so precise it bordered on genius. He outsmarted federal authorities, vanished without a trace, and left behind a legend that still captures imaginations over 50 years later. Was he a criminal mastermind, a desperate man seeking freedom, or simply an ordinary man who did the impossible? Today, the name D.B. Cooper stands as a symbol of mystery, rebellion, and the allure of the unknown. His story continues to inspire books, documentaries, and even Hollywood films. Every year, new enthusiasts and amateur sleuths dive into the case, hoping to uncover the truth that's eluded everyone else. Maybe somewhere out there, an aging man smiles quietly, remembering that stormy night when he jumped into history and disappeared forever. Or maybe, just maybe, the answer still lies buried beneath the forests of Washington, waiting to be found. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more captivating true crime and mystery stories. Your support helps keep these fascinating investigations alive, and who knows, maybe one day, together, we'll finally uncover the truth about the man who became legend, D.B. Cooper.